everybody, I am here in my garden and hopefully you can see me and hear me okay. I don't know how the connection's going to last. I've had to just kind of move the seat around as well because literally in the last couple of minutes the sun has just been moving around as well. How is everybody? Everybody okay? If you are here and you're watching this, can you please give me a little wave or a little thumbs up or a little love heart or even say hi? That's always a nice thing to have. So I don't know whether you saw my slightly entertaining video that I posted earlier on today, but I thought we would talk about brain breaks. And you'll see from the video, if you managed to catch it, that I thought the best way of doing it was to give you a little demo at speed. You like my speeded up version, and I've actually left it out. You see behind me, I have left it out because the girls and I are going to have another round later on. And I also talked about this in the Family Wellness Summit, which you can still catch. There are more things going on today and tomorrow, so if you want to see what's going on, then please comment below and I'll put the link back in. Hi Joe, how you doing? You've managed to join me today, that's always lovely. You'll like this one for your two, Joe. We're talking about brain breaks. This is a little, it's not really a mindfulness tip to be fair, but it kind of is. We're gonna turn it into one. And this is about how you can get your kids involved in a creative, fun, small activity. So I'll put my headphones down. Looks over. Yeah, God, the sun. Sorry about my washing. I should have most probably taken the washing down. And Steve, bless him, this is the fence that I've been talking about. So the fence is up, feeling privacy. The rest of the garden I'm not going to show you because it's like a bomb site. But my little mats and my little stations are out there. And I wanted to do that little video for you this morning. One, just to entertain you, because you know I like to entertain you guys. But to show you just how easy these things are. So the idea of brain breaks actually comes from my Buddha Buddies business, which is my baby and kids yoga, massage and mindfulness business, where I do hands-on classes. For those of you who don't know, that's where all this comes from. Fence is looking great, thank you very much. All brand new. And there's no sound effects of the fence going on today, which is rather nice. You missed all of that earlier. But thanks for that, Joe. When I was doing a lot of my research for Buddha Buddies, and I spent a lot of time doing research for different things, one of the things that I came across, which I'm hoping you guys really connect with, is the importance of play for our children. I could do a whole different debate on academia and sitting our kids down at desks when they're age 4. I could go on a proper soapbox about that, but I won't because the sun is shining and I'm in my garden. However, I think pretty much all of us who are in here are homeschooling of one description or another. And I've got people from all over the world. In fact, I've got people from Australia who I don't think you are homeschooling actually. I think your schools are okay. But I know for most countries, you're still in some sort of lockdown, and this is an issue. Or Sweden. I've got friends in Sweden. Relevant for you today, Joe. That's good. So what I want to talk about is not another thing for you to do. Okay, I've got to fit in the physical exercise. We've got to have our family walk, and then feeling like you failed because you haven't accomplished this. I'm very aware that today especially is Maternity Mental Health Day, and you know there's been some lovely posts on social media about how this affects mums, and I've got people in this group who've got little babies as well. It's a big issue, but this is the brain breaks is something that you can do as a parent as well. Hey. But more importantly, I wanted to give you a really great tool because we are now getting slightly bored of the normal, football, jogging, running, cycling. People are posting lovely photos, but the reality is, for a lot of us, that it's another thing that we're trying to fit in. We're trying to make sure that they get outside. We're trying to make sure it's fun. We're trying to pick a time of day in between clearing up from lunch, preparing for dinner and getting schoolwork done. And brain breaks fit into that. And the idea behind them is, if you step away from your area of learning, which for most of us is an area in our house that you have set up for homeschooling, you step away from that, physically step away from that area, you create something else, another area. Today's beautiful, so we've done it outside. You could just as easily do this inside. And you create little physical activities to do. So I have created circuits. I've used yoga mats because I've got them. So why wouldn't I? You don't have to have yoga mats. You could have just a piece of paper on the floor with a rock on it. You can number them, so you can do, I think I've got like 6 stations there. Each station has a different activity. I've got some that are yoga, because obviously I want to put some yoga in. So I've got yoga cards. You don't have to use yoga cards. You can draw a stick figure, What activities do your children like to do? Do they like to hula hoop? Do they like bubble machines? Do they like skipping rope? Do they like jumping jacks? Are they brilliant at the plank? My daughter's learning how to do the plank at the moment again. What are the things that they like to do? What do they know? And you are going to create a little setup like this, and you're going to do it with your kids. So here's the secret. You get your kids involved in the creation process. This isn't something that is another thing that you are doing. You're going, right, we're now going to go outside and we're going to follow around in the circuit. Get your kids involved and say, right, I want 5 areas and I want you pick one, you pick one, you pick the one, you pick one. And then you can mix it up. So you can all do it together. You can do it one at a time. You can do them in lines and make them time against each other. You can do it backwards. You can do it super slow. You can do it really, really fast. You can do a competition sheet and say, right, you've set it up. We're going to do 5 rounds today. The person who completes the most rounds is going to get the ice cream tonight. You can make it reward based. And if any of you have got kids that are really struggling on the learning and they don't want to do it, then you say, right, okay, I know that you've had enough of the maths, the English, the science, whatever it is that they're struggling because they don't want to do it. Sorry, I'm looking, Joe, I've got to do that. I'm having trouble getting my kids to engage in exercise at the moment. A bit of ownership. Yeah, ownership. Ownership is the key, because it's not something you're telling them to do. This is something, it is only fun. Okay, you do not pick the things that, are the best for cardiovascular or because you want them to take up Pilates. They can literally be hula hooping. The actual activity doesn't matter. What we want them to do is take that step away, break from the academic work, and then when they come back to it, you might only do 4 minutes out here. You might go, right, okay, down tools everybody, come on, let's go. Let's go and do a circuit. Go and do a circuit. Right, back, come on, let's go. Right, run to the back door and back 10 times. That's a brain break. Right, up, stand, 10 jumping jacks. That's a brain break. What I also have used before, I'll see if I can find a link to some, are brain break activity cards. Hi, how are we doing? Oh, it's lovely when people come in. And loads of them are free, and they're normally quite simple, like illustrations. And I've used them, my mums will know this from classes, I've used these for years in my classes. And I use them really well with Mia when we were putting in brain breaks with homework. And I would get my pack and I would at speed go, right, jumpy jacks, right, sit-ups, right, windmills, right. And I just showed her the pictures. You didn't have to read anything. It's just so if you've got younger kids, it's just an illustration. It could be your illustration. You know, you can create your own, but there are some great ones out there. So I will see if I can find you guys some links to some of the ones that I have used. And then you can say, right, let's grab the cards. Should we grab the cards today? And they'll go, yeah, right, I'm going to grab 5, you're going to grab 5. Okay, you two, you know, Joe, you've got 2 kids. Your 5 are there, your 5 there. Okay, timer's on. Go. And, you know, just have fun with it. Put some music on. You just got to make it light-hearted. But if they are part of it, and if you can vary it up, so cards work really well, so you can make your own cards. My little circuit behind, I'm going to go like that again, so hopefully you can see in amongst my washing and my washing basket. You know, I've got yoga cards there, I've got Pilates balls. I don't care how they use them. I just want them out having fun. They're in the fresh air. They keeps them motivated. The double whammy of this is, one, you're getting all of this done. They've had some lovely creative ideas, because trust me, the more you start to do this, the more they'll go, oh, today I want to add this in, or you know, tomorrow can we do it, can I time it, you know, the day after can I pick the music. You know, get them to take the ownership, but don't make it long. This isn't a half an hour exercise, this isn't their daily exercise, this is a brain break. So those brain breaks can mount up to your daily exercise, but the key is to keep them small, which obviously would depend on the attention span of your children. And one day you might do it for 15 minutes, the next day you might do it for 2. But do you know what? It doesn't matter, because if they've had fun and it's another way, do you think, oh, it's a good idea? Do you know what? Mix it up. I kind of like rewards, but rewards can be a, they don't have to be a big thing. 3 minutes is fine. Do you know what? You know, you've just got to mix it up. You've just got to see, you know, put a time. I mean, my kids used to love doing it to timers. You know, right, timers, and you know, and put your phone timer on that will then do a big, you know, alarm bell when it's ended. If you're doing a competition between your 2 kids and your 2 kids are different ages, then scale the activity. They're not doing the same things at the same time, because otherwise your younger one will never win, and then that's demoralising. Now, I like a bit of competition. I think you know, our kids are fighting a lot. I don't know whether yours are. Mine are in a, don't even get me started. But they don't have an outlet for that anymore. And normally they'd be going off to school and they'd be with classmates, and that would change it, or they'd be seeing different friends, but they're with each other all the time. So I don't know about you guys, but you know, the sibling squabbling is unbelievable. Don't add to that, get them to collaborate. Collaborate and competition, but it's a healthy competition. So, you know, your younger one might have to do 5 of it and your older one might have to do 10 of it, but your older one is more than capable of doing 10 of it. And that's teaching them that that's fair. So you know, the whole thing is with learning through play is it is the best way to build lifelong skills. There is no 2 ways about it. You can forget all your academic work. You can forget all of your PE sessions. Good days and bad days, you know, aren't we all with this? You know, the last 2 days, one of my daughters has been horrible to the other one, and we have no idea why. And Mia's getting really upset about it. I've spoken to my other daughter. You know, we're also mixed with the teenage years, which is bitterly spiteful adding in, but I feel for you, Joe. But also, you could get them, can they design one for you? Collaboration. Okay, you know, I'm going to give you 10 minutes. You know, I want to do one tonight. Can you make one for me? And they'll love that. I mean, my kids have got me doing all sorts of crazy ass things over the years, as you can imagine. I mean, my daughter was laughing this morning. I was doing this video and she just sat there just going, oh my God, you're not going to show this to people, are you? And I was like, yes, I am. She's like, oh. She hangs her head in shame. But she's the introvert, so, you know, she can't imagine anything worse than making a complete fool of herself. But she used to love doing this. In fact, I will get her out doing this later because, you know, we've got a fence, nobody else can see, and she can just work through it at her own pace. But for the sibling rivalry, you know, work with it, add a bit of competition, but then do that collaboration thing of, you know, if you've got lines and they're both doing the same, then, you know, you've got to do partner work. I'll cover that, actually. I hadn't thought about that. I was thinking about it last night. I can show you some partner stuff. I'll have to see whether I can write one of my kids in to show you some partner stuff. Partner stuff, brilliant. Partner yoga, absolutely brilliant. And it doesn't, in fact, I might get Steve to do it with me, and then you will see that it makes no difference about the sizes. So you can get your younger one and your older one to do really simple things. Row, row, row your boat. Everyone knows that. You do it opposite each other. Row, row, row. You know, just make it fun. They can make up their own words. They can, you know, I mean, even the older ones. I've got some downward dog that you can do in partners and stuff, which is hysterical, by the way. So I'll think of some more things like that I can add in, but when they finish that and you need them to get back to it, the whole point is that, one, you've used teamwork, problem solving, heart rate is increased, blood flow is increased, oxygenation to the brain. You've got a whole new set of fresh oxygen that is now literally rushed to the brain cells. So when they come back to sit and do whatever the awful thing is that you force them to do, terrible, terrible parents that we are, actually they've got a whole fresh approach to it, whole different mindset. And hopefully you'll see with some of the stuff that I've been talking about over the last few weeks, to me mindset is key. It is the underpinning for me of mindful parenting, from my point of view and for my kids. And obviously dealing with massively high levels of anxiety that I'm faced with Bella. I have to keep adding that back in all the time in little ways, sometimes big ways, but little ways, you know, positive thought patterns. And these little fun snippets that are creative, team building, resilience building, you know, all those key phrases that we hear, but actually they have that in play. Okay, play is still the number one way to build those lifelong skills that the schools hammer on. Lots of you have got kids in primary school, and it was one of the things that made me pleased but anxious about at primary school, because, you know, resilience has been one of those massively big, I don't want to say it words, but they turned it into some sort of context of myth. You know, how do you build resilience in children? That's what we're working on. And do you know what? Playing games is a great way of building resilience, because sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. And you can play the game exactly the same time and time again. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose. Sometimes you come first, sometimes you fall over your feet and you don't come first. You know, and you have to get up and keep going, because actually that's part of the fun. Those little things, they're the stuff that build the resilience, you know? I'm not forcing them to sit down at a desk and plough through an hour and a half of maths because that's what's on the timetable. To me, that doesn't build resilience. That's just my opinion. I think academic work's got its place, by all means. And it's slightly ironic because actually I loved school. So, but it wasn't the battle then that I think it has become now, and that starts at primary school. So for you guys who've got primary school kids, I really feel for you, because the testing and everything that goes on can be soul destroying for our kids, and they don't have any of that now. Great, so we'll embrace that. So I know it's tricky. I know I think week by week there are highs and there are lows, and different things are coming out of the mix, but you know, little pockets where you make it fun. Okay, and don't overthink it. All right, don't turn this into another thing that you know, lay awake at 4 o'clock in the morning going, oh, what's today brain break's going to be? You know, just let the kids go. You know, print off some stuff. Get them to do some stick drawings. Get them to go through the play stuff. Right, well, what have you got in the play box that we can take out there? You know? And let them be creative, because I know from when I teach kids, I can have a brilliant lesson plan. Do you know what? And I'm really pleased. And I've done a brilliant yoga class, and I'm thinking, oh my God, I've printed out my sheets. They're going to love it. And then a kid will come along. I had a class several years ago, and they were toddlers. And I had this brilliant, and I had props and cutouts, and a girl turned up at the class, and she was quite anxious about it, and I'd spoken to her mum, and she turned up with an umbrella, and it was like a safety blanket. I scrapped my whole lesson plan, and we did the whole lesson about the umbrella. She was absolutely delighted. She couldn't believe how many things we could do with an umbrella, and there are quite a few. But what I'm saying is that creativity, as soon as I gave her permission to use that creativity, she just ran with it. And this shy little girl who wouldn't join in suddenly went, I have got the best umbrella. It is so great. I'm going to do all this thing. And she did. She just literally, we just almost followed her in this. What if we did? Oh my God, I could do this. Sorry, honking of horns. So let them flow with that creativity, because, you know, at the moment we're trying to pack so much in for them. And, you know, we are the generation of trying to do everything for our kids, which is brilliant. But we need to give them the space to find their own way, and creative play is still one of the best ways of doing that. So I hope that helps. I hope that gives you a few little ideas. I hope you definitely laughed at my video this morning, because I did it just for your entertainment. But it gave you an idea. I wanted to give you an idea. You know, sometimes you can talk about these things, but you need to see it in action. And by all means, show your kids. They can also laugh at the size of my backside, because most people do. But it will give you some little tips that you can share with them. Go, look, do you know what? Rachel's done this. What could we do in the garden? You know. And I will say this again: bubble machines. If you've got a bubble machine. So I'm really hopeful. Yeah, Brill, I'm pleased it helps, Joe. You know, and try. You've got a lovely garden. I've seen your garden, so you know, get out. You don't have to have yoga mats. You know, it's only because I've got them. Use what you've got in your house, but let your kids, you know, rummage through. You know, rummage through and let them pick. And you know, they can wear an outfit for it if they want to. They can pick the music if they want to. They can, you know, they can set the timer. You know, get them to take ownership. And you will be amazed at how creative they can be. And hopefully it will add another little dimension into your day that is fun, rather than another activity that you're trying to create, because we're all struggling, I think. Hi Laura, how you doing? Now you hopefully you'll be able to catch up the last bit of this, because I know, again, for your kids, we're talking about brain breaks and just making it as fun as you can. Okay, lots of little things, and you know, don't be scared to challenge them a bit. You know, build it up. You know, start off simple things, jumping on the spot, make a hopscotch. You know, hula hoops I love. I've got hula hoops. I do have quite a big bag of tricks, but you know, you'll all have some. You know, stacking cups, and they've got to do it at speed. You know, go with it. Start having to think. I bet you are now, actually. You're thinking about the stuff that you can use. You know, chairs, and they've got to go around the chairs, and then the other chairs they've got to go around the other way. You know, just stuff that you've got. You might need to set up a couple so that they can see, but keep it small. Don't make it a big mission. You might only have 3 or 4 different stations or areas. Stage 1 might be, you know, running in our garden, running from the shed to the door. You know, I want to see you do that 4 times. Right, now on to, you know, so you go with it and see what happens. Thanks very much for watching. I will let you all go, because I'm sure you've got to do preps for bike rides, dog walks, dinner, another load of washing. Joe, I was quite impressed by the fact that your washing pile was so small, because mine just seems to be never ending. But I think, to be fair, that Steve, when he's been, we've just been commenting on the fence, Laura, my new fence, which I'm very pleased with. But yes, it's been very noisy and messy in my garden. So I've got my little calm bit now, and I don't know if you can hear, but I'm just going to turn that round so you can see. But I've also got my nice little. Can you see that? All right, that's my little pond area with my fountain. That is my new Zen place, because I can't get down to the beach, which is where I want to go. Just dropping on. There you go. You see, we love to multitask, don't we? We are awesome at the multitasking. I will show you more of my little Zen place over the next few weeks. It's a wildlife pond, which was one of the main things I wanted to have in my garden. We've only been here a few years, so it's one of the main things I wanted to create, and I'm so pleased I did, because somebody else is doing building work. I don't know whether you found that where you are. There's so much building work going on with people doing stuff in the garden. But keep on chopping your onions, get your dinner prep ready, have a chat with the kids, show them my laughable video if it in any way inspires, or just for sheer entertainment. And I will be back tomorrow. Did anybody try the grounding technique, by the way? I'd be interested to know how you got on with grounding, because yeah, it's another thing to add in, but I do love it. It's a simple thing, and it's a nice thing for us parents to be able to just feel that connection again. Anyway, you know me, I could keep on talking. I will let you all go. Have a lovely evening, whatever you are doing, and I will catch up. Don't forget, 4 o'clock tomorrow I shall be here. Yeah, check out the vid, it will give you a laugh. I haven't seen it yet. Oh, just so you know, love to ground. You love to ground. I do love a bit of grounding. I've been missing my grounding. But Joe, you'll be pleased to know I speeded it up. So it's literally a minute and a half. And I have done it for entertainment value, but also to give you a little idea of what a circuit could look like. As I said, you don't have to do a circuit. You do it however you want to do it, and however your kids want to do it. In the Family Summit, which you can catch up, the recording's still on Facebook, and that's going to be up all week. Julie was saying that, funny enough, her kids have been doing loads of pillow fights, so she's going to add a pillow fight into the activities, which I thought was absolutely genius, because what better way to be literally beating out the sibling rivalry. I thought that was brilliant. Yeah, do check it out, even if it just gives you a few minutes of just having a little bit of a laugh. Just trying to lighten the mood a bit. I don't know about you, but I feel that a lot of the social media this week is taking a bit of a heavy turn. Am I the only person who's felt that? It's all a little bit, I'm feeling really anxious and I'm feeling really stressed, and I know we are. But I just wanted to lighten the mood for you guys, all right, and say we are all in this. Our journey's all very, very different, but we're here to support each other. That's what we need to do, okay? And help lighten each other's moments, and help, in those times of anxiety, there is nothing better than humour. Speaking personally, if I can lighten that mood in any little way and help, then that's why I wanted to come in this week, really, to lighten the mood a bit more, because I've been feeling it out there, that it's just been a bit I think you guys know what I'm talking about. We are in certain times. So I've got to do this, and it's going to not working for me. Yeah, you see, it's just not. So do you know what? Don't create a school environment. Do your own thing. Okay, start it at 9 o'clock, but start it, do you know what? First lesson, pyjamas. We are going to break the rules. Who's with me? Get them to collaborate with you and not turn this into I have said 9:15 lessons. Collaborate with them, especially the younger kids, because if they think that you are breaking the rules, it all becomes a bit naughty, So, I've taken my kids out, okay, we're going to sit. I've got my nice little office, which I normally do the lives from. Sit in here with me. Well, I haven't got a desk. Who needs a desk? Bring your lap tray. Do it on your lap. Oh, well, I can't hear anything. Grab my headphones. Just do one lesson like that. If you do every lesson, if you do every first lesson in your pyjamas, and the teachers never know, So I think the problem is so many of us have felt we've needed to carry on as normal. This isn't normal. So scrap the rules. If they miss a few lessons, really, do you know what? But if in the meantime, we're talking about life skills, and I know you guys have been doing this as well. You teaching your kids how to boil an egg. Julie was talking about making a bed, washing a car. I've had Bella baking bread. I never thought she would choose to do it. I mean, me as the baker, her cheesecake, guys, just to let you know. Oh my God. I think I'm going to have everybody round globally, wherever you are, for a giant chocolate cheesecake eating when all of this ends, because it was delicious. But that's her zen, so that's fine. But, trying to... Rice today, she learned how to do rice. It didn't go quite so well. Bring in those life skills, because do you know what? That's so important, and we miss all of this because we're fitting in academic and keeping fit and getting fresh air, and throw the rules out the window and do it your way. But let your kids know you're doing that, and they will. Honestly, if kids think that parents are breaking the rules, it's all a bit naughty and a bit, so go with that. I'm not saying maybe every day for everything, but if you feel that you are in a battle with your children, it's a horrible place to be as a parent. And I made that decision on, I think, week 2, and I know mine are older and they have more discipline, but the discipline was going. Mia's very motivated, Bella isn't, and I made that decision that, do you know what, I was not going to keep it like a school day. I want to make sure that they keep up with their work, but do you know what, if some of it gets missed, and that's what I said to them, do you know what, if you've got a teacher who's emailing you and you haven't done the work, I'll deal with that, because I would rather you come out and sit on the chairs and us all have a read together for an hour. We've all got to take our own path on that way, and I'm not saying that you don't do the academic work. Hi Emma, how are we doing? Because obviously it's important that our kids don't miss out a huge amount, but I just think in the scheme of everything that's going on, the odd lesson doesn't take place, surely that's where our parental responsibility comes in. And if your kids are just being horribly miserable because Monday to Friday are school days, then mix it up. And I hope the brain breaks help, okay? You might end up doing loads of brain breaks. I'm talking about doing them, 2 or 3 times a day. You might end up having to do them all the time. And especially, I mentioned this in the video yesterday, especially if you've got kids with educational needs, okay? Super, super important to break this up, and not to force them into sitting for long periods of time or concentrating for long periods of time. You need to break that stuff up, because otherwise you will hit a spiral of behaviour very, very quickly. And brain breaks are a brilliant way of just completely cutting that mood and altering it and releasing those endorphins and changing that state of flow. Which for kids on the spectrum or kids with ADHD, ODD, all of that spectrum of learning difficulties and behaviour, I feel for you guys if you're in that situation, because 7 weeks in, your patience is definitely being tried. Try some brain breaks and see how they go, because you know, I'm a firm believer that, you know, young kids they're not built to sit for long periods of time. And I know that's our educational system. If you're watching this in the UK, it's very, very different. You know, I've got friends in Sweden, they don't hit school until they're 7. Not formal school, you know, they have loads of support, and they're in a kind of preschool environment, but the formal learning doesn't start till later. So, you know, every country is different on how we face this, but, you know, we've got to be our own educational system. So mix it up. Don't be afraid to mix it up, and go with that flow a bit more. But let your kids know you're breaking the rules, because they will be far more likely to go, you know, it's 10 o'clock and it's maths lesson, and you go, do you know what? We are scrapping the maths at 10. We are going to go outside. And they're going to go, oh, really? Yeah. Let's go. You know? So then when you need them to come back, it doesn't become so much of a battle. So, and I am speaking from experience with this, because I used to do this a lot with my kids. They're older now, I'd mix it up in a different way, but I definitely have broken the rules on, do you know what, you're not feeling it today? Leave lessons. You'll have to catch them up, you know that. But if you need an afternoon just to read a book, play a gadget, come outside, walk the dog. Hi Shelley, you're just coming to the end, I'm just about to go, my lovely. Try and watch this back, Shelley, because this is a perfect one for your boys. Shelley and Emma, I know from classes, with both of them with beautiful boys. Hi, how you doing? I know it's, you know, times are tough for everybody, and trying to keep those young boys of yours busy, both of you. Oh, Bella, and she's got a little girl as well. Yeah, well, she's going to follow in those boys' footsteps, isn't she? And keep you on your toes. Check out the rest of, watch this at the end, Shelley, and come back. And your three will love it. And Emma, your boys are going to love this as well. Joe, I don't know your kids, but I've seen some videos, and, you know, really, yeah, full on, isn't it? You know, I have to say, it has been the only time I've been grateful that I've got teenagers. Over the last 6 months, I've now just had a snippet of windows. I am dealing with teenage moods. I don't wish that on you, you've got that to come. But the younger kids, just keeping them going every day is really, really hard, and you don't have that routine of them going to school, for them or for you. So try this and see how it, if you do and you've done anything, can you please post me a picture or a video in the group, or put it in the comments of this group, because I would love to see how creative your kids get. Because obviously I know some of the kids, and it would be awesome to see, and the rest of you, everybody here today, I know. So I would love to see what you come up with and how that works for you as a family, and whether it takes just some of that pressure off you, because that's kind of what I'm thinking of this week. You know, little positive tips that we can bring in, lighten this mood, because it's all got very high levels of anxiety. Let's lighten it. Let's add little things in every day. Yesterday was the grounding, you know, just rooting ourselves back so that we can take that breath and just keep on plowing through, because, you know, it seems never ending. It's not, you know, we will come out of this. There is no two ways about it, but we are being challenged on a daily basis in all of us in very, very different ways. But I will come in every day. Yeah, Joe, give it a go. Please let me know how you get on. Please send some pics and stuff, because I would really love to see whether this is something that you guys integrate, and how that can change your day. Because, you know, I use this for years with my kids. When we were trying to go over phonics, and if you're doing phonic work, by the way, I used to do games. Maybe I'll mention that. Maybe we'll talk about that tomorrow, because a lot of you at primary school age, how I brought activity into the learning, completely separate from brain breaks, but on a level. So if you're interested in that, I will share some little tips that work for me on getting them involved in that learning process in, again, snippets and fun, just making it fun and engaging, so it doesn't seem that you're sitting in some sort of formal lesson, because kids hate that. So I am going to go this time, but thank you very much everybody for watching. Really appreciate it when you connect in, and we actually have a Joe, I'll come in tomorrow. That's what I'll do tomorrow. I'll show you my little cheats actually. I've nailed the phonics with it and times tables, so I'll come in tomorrow and share that with you. I seem to sometimes I forget, you know, with the age difference things, some of the stuff that I have done over the years, so that one I will share with you as well. If you're going to come in tomorrow, get your phonics cards. I'm sure you've all got them. If you haven't, make some or download some, because they are awesome. What have you put there? Need times tables? Have you got them on flashcards or anything like that? If you have, get them out tomorrow, all right? And the times table and the phonics work in exactly the same way, so I've got some brilliant tips for that. That will be the one tomorrow. It wasn't what I was going to do, but as per usual, I'm led by you guys. I hope they help. Try them. Please feedback and send me some pics, because it genuinely warmed my heart to see your kids in action and what they come up with and create, and have a chat about it over dinner tonight and see what they come. But make it fun. You know, go to the toy box. Right, I want you to pick 5 things each, and we're going to use those tomorrow. Yeah, so that's your challenge. I've set you a challenge for your evening, and they can be random, because your kids are going to have to work out how to use them, not you. All right, so let them be, like, that creativity flow. It's meant to be a lovely day tomorrow. I think most of you that I know here have got gardens, and if you're watching this and you're in a different country and you can get outside and do this, please do, because you've got the double whammy: fresh air, vitamin D, less pollution, all a bit of a winner. Anyway, I will let you go, because Joe, I'm sure your onions have well and truly been chopped by now. And thanks for watching. I'm delighted that my 4G lasted, because I thought it was going to be horrible, and hopefully you can all hear me all right above the drilling down the road. But have a lovely evening everybody, and I will catch up with you 4 o'clock tomorrow. Okay, see you then.